Your self-doubt isn't random, it's rehearsed. Your brain has been running the same script for years, and it's so automatic, you don't even notice it anymore. But once you see the pattern, you understand exactly how to break it. And honestly, it feels like someone finally turned the lights on in a room you didn't even know was dim. Have you ever noticed that your self-doubt doesn't show up randomly? It shows up on cue, right before you hit the send, right before you speak up in a group, right when someone compliments you. And instead of just saying thank you, your brain goes, okay, but why would you say that? It's like your brain has one job: take perfectly normal moments and make them slightly weird. And here's what most people don't realize: most of your self doubt has nothing to do with confidence, it's a habit. A loop your brain learned years ago and never updated, like people who still use the same password for everything. Stick with me because I'm going to walk you through that loop, how it keeps you stuck, and the 1 minute move that quiets the imposter spiral way faster than you'd expect. Hey, I'm Amber, and this is Talent Refinement, a space for people who want to grow at their own pace and in their own way. In this video, I'm breaking down the habit loop behind imposter feelings so you can move through life with more clarity and confidence. So grab your journal or a notebook. All right, let's get started. Now, here's something nobody teaches you growing up. Your brain isn't designed for confidence. It's designed for survival. And survival to your brain doesn't mean happy or fulfilled. It means familiar. So every time you step into something new or slightly uncomfortable, your brain reacts like, nope, too risky. We don't do this. Not because anything is wrong, but because it hasn't seen you do it 100 times. So what does it do? It pulls out your old script, the same one it wrote when you were younger and unsure and still figuring out who you were. Here's how that script plays out. You try something new. Your brain goes, wait. This is unfamiliar. You hesitate. You overthink. You change your mind. You shrink a little bit. Then you feel that tiny wave of relief. Okay, good. We avoided that feeling. And your brain, very proud of itself, goes, perfect. Let's do that again next time. That little hit of relief, that's the reward. That's what reinforces the loop. Your doubt is outdated. It's just old wiring doing what it's always done. The loop becomes doubt, shrinking, relief, and repeat. And none of that is a measure of your capability. Here's the twist that surprises almost everyone. Imposter feelings don't show up because you're failing. They show up because you're growing. You don't feel like an imposter because you're behind. You feel like an imposter because your identity hasn't caught up to your life yet. Let me give you a real example. Someone I know is 4 classes away from finishing her bachelor's degree. And now she feels confident enough to apply. Now she feels confident to apply for jobs she was qualified for years ago. Nothing magical happened in these last few months. Her skills didn't suddenly triple. What changed was how she saw herself. Her abilities really didn't change overnight. Her identity did. You are already more capable than your brain admits. That identity lag, when your life moves faster than your self-image, that's the one biggest reason imposter feelings hit so hard. All right, now let's break down the 3 habits that keep the imposter loop running. Because once you can name them, you can interrupt them. Habit 1, turning normal moments into disaster movies. Your brain takes something small, a message, a meeting, a conversation, and turns it into a dramatic, what if this goes horribly wrong moment? What if I say the wrong thing? What if I look dumb? What if this ruins everything? Your brain acts like you're holding a bomb when you're literally just replying to a text. If this fits you, write it down somewhere What am I turning into a worst case scenario that's actually normal? Habit 2, downplaying your strengths. If something comes naturally to you, you assume it must not be a real skill. You brush it off, you brush all those wins off, you don't let compliments land, you treat your effort like it doesn't count because it wasn't that hard. If this resonates, jot this down. What do people notice about me that I don't take seriously? All right, last one. Habit 3, avoiding emotional discomfort. This one is sneaky. You hesitate, you wait until you feel ready, you hold back your full voice, you rewrite simple messages for no logical reason, not because you're weak or insecure, but because your brain thinks avoiding discomfort equals safety. Here's the aha moment. You're not avoiding the task, you're avoiding the feeling. And this is where everything shifts. You cannot outthink imposter syndrome. You cannot logic your way out, and confidence will not magically appear one day like a pop-up update. Confidence comes from evidence, tiny actions. Here's the 1-minute move that quiets the imposter voice almost instantly. The next time your brain says, "Don't embarrass yourself," take one slow breath and say quietly, "Oh, I hear you, but I'm choosing something different." You're not pretending, you're progressing. Then do one tiny action, something that takes 2 minutes or less. Send the message, say the sentence, open the document, take that first step. Your nervous system rewires with evidence, not pep talks. Every tiny action tells your brain, that wasn't dangerous. I can handle this. We don't need to freak out every time. This is how you break the loop. Small repetitions of safety. And once your brain sees enough evidence, the imposter voice doesn't disappear, but it quiets enough that it stops running the show. If you're listening to this and thinking, wow, that is literally me, that's exactly why I created something new. If you want to go deeper, check out Silence the Imposter, a 21-day confidence reset. It guides you through daily shifts, not forced ones, all right? We're going to break old patterns and you're going to build new ones that feel realistic to you. All right, before you go, here's one question. Write it down if it speaks to you. What's one moment this week where you could choose a tiny action instead of talking yourself out of it? If this helped you, hit like or subscribe so you don't miss next week's video, where we're really going to talk about why imposter feelings spike at the most inconvenient times. All right, as always, reflect deeply, grow boldly, and refine endlessly. Talk to you next time.